Okay, I'm on my way to Bacolod. I call it Bacaloid. It's not, it's Bacolod. It's a little break, little CR down there, restroom, little doggy. So there's the character trait of goodness. Goodness is a good character trait. It's good character vibe. And it's not a specific one, right? It's one of those character traits. It's like a category, right? It's like a folder for many sub points. So goodness is like a context, right? It's like a framework. So when it says God is good, it means in several ways. It's kind of like Corinthians, where it says love is patient, love is kind, love is this, love is that. Many attributes related to love. Well, that's the way it is with goodness. Goodness is an all-encompassing thing. And by way of introduction, I want to introduce the character vibe, the good character vibe of goodness, with a story about Leo Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy, if I have it correct, wrote a little 12-minute, in audio, it's about 12 minutes, about 3 questions. It's called 3 Questions, and you can find it on YouTube in an audio. It's called 3 Questions by Leo Tolstoy. I'm not sure which translation I have. I have saved it on an MP3. I don't know if I can somehow list that somewhere and show you, so you can listen to it to yourself. So if you want to listen to yourself, stop the video now. Don't let me spoil it for you. I listened to it several times over months because I'm trying to get it to sink in, because it's a little, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, so it took me a little while to and I finally fully grasped it, I think, today on my way away from Dumaguete to Bacolod in the Philippines, in the Visayas. All right, so if you need to hear it first and not let me spoil it for you, stop the video and go find it, listen to it. It's about 12 minutes, and then come back. I'm not sure you're going to catch everything that you should catch. Maybe you're sharper than me, you got a better ear, you can hear better, you can listen better. Maybe you'll catch it all. But here's the thing. It's 3 questions, and it doesn't really tell you the context of the 3 questions, but the 3 question is related to life. Like, what's the right time to do something? What's the right time? The timing. So there's a question of timing. There's a question of who should I listen to? What kind of people should I be dealing with? And third is, what's the right activity? What's the right function for me? And it's a king. It's a king that has these questions. Okay, timing, people, and purpose. Timing, people, and purpose. Those are my words. You can listen to it. Maybe you'll come up with something a little more correct. And so that's what it is. And as you get to the end of the 12-minute audio, it really comes together, because it actually repeats itself in a unique way. So it's a story of a king who asks a lot of people, wise men, these 3 questions about timing, people to be with, to associate with, or whatever, and what's the purpose? What should I be doing? What's the right thing to do? And so this king isn't satisfied with all these answers he gets from all these wise men, and you can listen to that. But so he heard there's this hermit that lives alone in a hut somewhere in the woods, and he said, I'm going to go to him. But the hermit only receives people that are common. He doesn't really receive the powerful people. So that's the little first twist. So the king takes off his kingly robes and he puts on common people's clothing, and he has a guard go with him. He's on horseback, and at some point he stops, tells the guard to stay here. He dismounts and he walks. He walks to the hermit's place, his hut, and the hermit is digging in the ground in front of his hut, and the king, and he greets the king. He doesn't say he knows the king. That never really comes up in the whole story. So that's kind of lost at that point. And then, so he sees that the hermit's digging and he's laboring and sweating or whatever, and the king says, let me help you. So he helps him. He starts digging. The hermit sits down, takes a break. So the king keeps digging and digging, and he told the hermit, I came here to get answers to these 3 questions, and you haven't told me. And he keeps digging and digging, and then, so the king's getting frustrated, And all of a sudden the hermit says, look, there's a guy coming here through the woods, a guy with a beard, and he's running or something. So this guy comes up, and long story short, the guy's bleeding, and the king and the hermit help the guy. The king and the king helps, like, they find out where the bleeding is, they try to stop the bleeding, they clean the wound, and eventually the guy, they put him in the hut to rest because he's really exhausted. So what happened, the king was so tired from everything he did that day, he lay down and he fell asleep, and then he slept deeply, and then he woke up, and the guy was looking at him in bed. The guy revived that was hurt and at him, and he said, forgive me. And the king's like, you didn't do anything to me. I don't even know you. I have no forgiveness to give you. It's okay. And the guy says, no, you don't understand. I heard that you were going to the hermit's house, and you killed one of my relatives. You had one of my relatives put to death or something, and I came to vow to kill you. I knew you were going to the hermits, and I came, but I waited for you to come back from the hermit's house, and you never came back. So I ran into your guards, and we had an altercation, and they wounded me. And I ran here, and it's you know what happened. You helped me, and all this. And the king, he said to the king, I pledge now, since you helped me like that, I will be your slave forever. I will be your servant, and I will have my children become your servants. And he started to love the king, and the king was very glad. And he said, I'll restore all the land that was taken or whatever, and I'll send my doctor and my servants to come help you. So he went out of the hut, and there's the hermit. And he's like, look, I keep asking you for a wise answer to these 3 questions about timing, people to be with, and what's the right thing to do, or purpose, function. And he said, look, you already got your answer. And then the hermit explained it to him. When you came here, you saw me working, and I needed help. So that was I forget how he totally explained it, but that was a scenario of doing the right thing at the right time to do good to somebody, right? To do good. So the subject of this video is goodness, the character trait of goodness. And he said, then if you would have left here, if you would have got an answer and left here, you would have regretted and repented of your leaving me and not staying to help me. So it was the right thing to do. It was the right time, and by doing good to me, you saved your life. And then your enemy came, and the same thing happened. That time, that was the time that you helped somebody, and you did good to that person. So it's about doing good. He did good to the hermit. He did good to his enemy, and so he was trying to explain to him, the right time is now. The right person is who you're with, and your job is to do good to that person. Did you see that? Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that true? Kind of reminds me of the one song, if you can't be with the one you love, love the one you're with. And I'm not saying sexually, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about agape love. And so that's my introduction to the subject of goodness, because goodness is a character trait. It's listed in the Bible, and a word in the world, and it exists whether the Bible exists or not. And it's what God is. God is filled with goodness, and if you want to be filled with goodness, you've got to understand, you must understand what it means, that it's a broad category and it encompasses many things. And that's why character is so important, pursuing it, seeing it, developing it, because it's such a broad subject, broad context. There are many elements related to character, and goodness is one of the words that encompasses many things. Love is another, and there are other key words that are character traits that aren't just singular in nature. So goodness is not a singular character trait. It is many things all wrapped up in one. So I hope you appreciated this introduction to the character vibe, the good character vibe of goodness, and I hope it gives you greater clarity on what to do in life, the right time to do it, and to whom to do it to. What's the right person, right? This is a fantastic story from Leo Tolstoy, and it introduces the subject of goodness in an excellent way. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.